I've been sitting here trying to figure out why I look so pale, but there's just so much light going on. But then it definitely looks like I have a ring light on. There you go. Okay, girl. Okay. With my lighting skills. Okay, this looks way better right here. Okay, so I am starving. I haven't been able to film because last time I tried to film, Simba got really sick. So I had to take him to a vet that was like an hour and a half away. And it turns out he just had like a UTI basically. So he's all better now, and I woke up and I'm starving. So I was like, let me go to the bakery and get some food because nothing else is open right now because we're in Italy. So yeah, I'm eating bakery stuff again, but I'm in Italy, so all I can ever eat is just either bakery things, pasta, or pizza. And I'm not being like sarcastic or like, I don't even know how to say it. This is the bakery that I usually go to. Okay, so I got granita, of course, which I think I'm gonna put in the fridge because I don't want it to melt while I eat my actual food because I'm actually starving for real food. And I got cafe and almond flavor granita, which granita is my favorite. Like, are you joking? I was thinking of what I would film, and I was like, I want to do a what's in your mouth challenge with my boyfriend, but my boyfriend is always doing something other than being home. So I was like, whatever, let me record something else. So I got, and they're kind of cold, and I'm gonna heat them up, but I got these two mozzarella and ham balls, and then I got these that look like little hot dogs in a blanket, pigs in a blanket, is that what you call them? I don't know, but this shit is cold, so I'm gonna go heat it up really quick. Anyway, so I wanted to drink some water, but I forgot to buy a bottle of water at the store, and all we have in the fridge is like apple ciders and stuff. I don't know, but I'm gonna be drinking Summersby, and I'm not a fan of anything that has like gas, which is why I don't drink soda, but I'm thirsty. But anyways, this is like a pepperoncino paste, that's what they called it. It's basically just chili pepper cream. It's so bomb though. It's like mixed in olive oil, and it's just, it's good. So I'm gonna be eating those with this. And yeah, so I was thinking of what I should film today, or like what I should talk about. And I do want to do a military like makeup tutorial, or like how to do your bun and stuff like that. It's just, you know, to get myself in uniform and in a bun on my day off. It's just gonna take some courage or some like real motivation to do that. It's actually really good. I was craving Auntie Anne's yesterday, and then I went today and I was like, oh shit, those are like basically Auntie Anne's, you know? Little pretzels and a little hot dog inside, that's basically Auntie Anne's. So I was like, give me some of those. So good. I was like, all right, I can talk about military relationships. That's a video I've been holding off on because it's just a lot. Or I was like, what crazy things have happened to me in my almost 3 years? The real question is what hasn't happened to me, but my memory sucks, so I just forget. But I was like, I have had crazy roommates. Every time I've had a roommate, they've been crazy, okay? And I'm sorry if you're watching my video, because I don't know if you guys do watch my videos, but I've only had 2 roommates. Well, now 3. And actually, the one here, she's not crazy. She's cool. But the ones in my past have been crazy. And it's just, I just have bad luck with roommates, I guess. I don't know. When I had my first roommate in A school, Again, I'm not gonna say her name, so let's call her Katie. Her name is Katie. She was, I knew she was different. She would always kind of like, you know those people that give you compliments but then take it back real quick, like, oh, like, that's a cute outfit, but like, I wish you wouldn't have done your makeup so harsh. And you're like, thank you. Katie was one of those people. And I remember one time she had asked me to do her eyebrows. And she was like, yeah, like, she was like, but don't make them look like a caterpillar, like yours. She had no eyebrows, and she was over here trying to tell me how to do her eyebrows. That shit pissed me off, but anyways. Alright, I'm not even joking. Like donut holes filled with ham and cheese. A little overwhelmed right now because that is really good. Katie was, you know, I kind of got over the fact that she was like that. I don't really want to be like she was a hater, but she was just not the nicest person, and she kind of tried to pretend to be. Sometimes she was really cool, sometimes she wasn't. I felt like she just had something against me because whenever my other friend would come around, she would be really cool with her, like actually genuinely cool, but with me she was kind of just like forcing herself to be nice, which I didn't care if I was her friend or not. Anyways, so the first thing she did that made me really believe she was crazy was she was the kind of person that like would kind of do whatever she wanted. So in A school we had certain rules, and you know, I really thought that people were following these rules the whole time. So I actually, the worst thing I did in A school was probably like bring my two friends over and clean boots with them on the floor. Like, we weren't allowed to be in each other's room, but my two friends came over and we were cleaning our boots on the floor. We were literal losers. Anyway, so here I am thinking everyone follows the rules, and Katie is over here, you know, sneaking out at night, going to the clubs on base in civvies, which we weren't allowed to wear civvies. We were only allowed to wear uniforms. You know, she was doing her thing. I was like, whatever. She would always be like, hey, like, I'm leaving. I'll be back if they ask you where I'm at. I don't know, say I'm on watch or something. And I was like, okay, whatever. I was kind of just always there, and I was like, if someone asks me where she went, I'm gonna be like, look, I was sleeping and I didn't hear her leave. I'm not her babysitter. I don't know what to tell you, but she had her own plan, I had mine, and she would go to the clubs and do her thing, you know, like, she was having fun, whatever, cool, but I wasn't gonna get in trouble for her. But I was like, as long as you're not getting caught and getting me involved, do your thing. So the next day, I will say this, the next day, it was a Sunday, and me and my friend went to the mall. We were only allowed to be at the mall in uniform, but I was like so tired of being in my uniform that I brought a change of clothes in my book bag. I was like, I'm gonna go to the mall in my uniform, I'm gonna change to regular clothes, walk around like a regular person for a second, change back into my uniform, and come back to base. You know, it was a perfect plan. And what am I really doing wrong? Like, wearing clothes, you know what I mean? So that was Saturday and Sunday. So we show up to school on Monday, and my class leader pulls me to the side, and he's like, I know what you did this weekend. And I was like, stop. I was like, who saw me at the mall in regular clothes and snitched on me? Like, are you serious? I was so, like, shocked. I was like, so I remember standing there for a little, looking at him and, like, thinking, okay, well, maybe if I say, like, I don't know what you're talking about, he'll maybe think it wasn't me. Like, whoever saw me saw someone who wasn't me. So I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, well, what'd you do this weekend? And I was like, I went to the mall. And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yes, I went to the mall. That's all I did. And at this point, I was like, fuck, like, He's gonna bring up the fact that I changed out any point, like I got caught. And he was like, that's not what I'm talking about. And I was like, and then at this point, I'm thinking, like, what did I do? Like, I'm thinking back to everything I've ever done in my life. Like, at what point did I mess up to be in this situation? And I'm like, no, I really don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, did you go to the club with your roommate? And I was like, and at this point, I was like, okay, so he doesn't know that I changed my outfit. And this is definitely not about me going to the mall. So at that point, I was like kind of relieved, but at the same time, I was like, damn, like she got caught and now she's gonna bring me into it. And I was like, I didn't go to the club this weekend. No, we're not allowed to even leave our rooms. So why would I be at the club? He was like, well, one of the rovers saw your roommate going back to her room like in the middle of the night, and she wasn't even supposed to be out. So he was like, so just tell me what you know and you won't get in trouble. And I was like, what? I was like, oh my God. And I was like, okay. I don't remember exactly the story that I said, so I'm not gonna lie and say that I remember exactly what it was. I think I told him I was in the shower and I heard the door slam. And when I came out, she wasn't there, but I thought that she had a watch. So I was like, she probably just went to her watch. And then I went to sleep and never realized that she even like never came back. Because when I woke up, she was there. That's what I said. I thought that was fair game. I was like, all right, girl. I'm not saying you went, but I'm not saying you didn't. So I'm not getting in trouble for you. I was like, okay, whatever. So at this point, he was like, all right, well, we're going to see what happens. We're going to talk to her. So at this point, I'm like, oh my God, I have to tell her that they know so that she can come up with the story, you know? So I go up to her and I'm like, hey, Katie, like, they just asked me about you going to the club. Like, they know that you went to the club. And she looked at me, and I swear at this point, this is where I realized that she was insane. She looked at me and she goes, I didn't go to the club. And I was like, what? I was like, no, yeah, you did. Remember, like, remember you told me you were leaving and you were going to the club? And she was like, I didn't go anywhere. She was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, okay, I was so confused. I didn't know what to say. I was like, no, like, they know you went. It's fine. Like, just stop right there. They know what happened. I know what happened. Stop lying to me. I was there. And she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, you know what? They know you went. If they ask you, don't bring me into it. I told them I thought you were on watch. Do you, like, I don't care about your craziness right now. And I kind of just, like, removed myself from the situation. I just remember she didn't get in trouble because I guess they believed that she didn't do anything. Or, like, they didn't have any proof or something. I don't know. But since that day, I, like, kind of kept my distance from her because I was like, this girl is really crazy. Like, she really makes herself believe anything that she wants to make herself believe. So I was like, all right, you know, whatever, I'm gonna keep my distance from her. So from then on, I kind of just hung out with my other friend. That was the first instance. Let me tell you the second one, because this one is even crazier. So she went to my first command with me. We ended up getting the same orders. And I guess she had a crush on this guy, right? She got there a little before me because I think I took extra leave, or I took more leave than her, or something like that. So she was there before me. So she already hung out with like a group of friends. And I guess she had a crush on this one guy that she hung out with. And me and my friend got there a little after, but we were still hanging out with all of them because we were all staying in the same hotel. So I guess the guy that she had a crush on was trying to talk to me. I don't know. I mean, he kept trying to talk to me, and I had just gotten there, literally just gotten there, so I was kind of just like, I remember that night we stayed by the pool all night, And we all just smoked hookah, we all just ate, we relaxed, we drank a little bit, you know? It was cool. So it was time to go back to our rooms, I guess, to sleep or whatever. Katie was trying to get him to come with her to hang out, and he wasn't having it. Like, he wanted to make some excuse for him not to have to go hang out with her because he didn't want to hang out with her. I don't know why, but he just didn't want to. He was like, hey, can you, like, he's like, I want to, like, keep hanging out here, but she really wants me to go hang out with her, just us two, and I really don't want to. He was like, do you think, like, I could just sit in your room for a little bit and then leave, like, so that she thinks I'm already gone? I don't know. I don't know if he was, like, being slick or, like, trying to be smooth. I don't know what was going on, but I was like, that's fine, whatever. So I remember him coming into my room, and he went to the bathroom to go use the bathroom. Like, actually went to go use the bathroom. And I guess she saw him come in my room. And I remember her knocking. And I opened the door. And he heard the knock, and he was like, who is it? And I was like, it's Katie. And he was like, don't tell her I'm here. Like, please don't tell her I'm in here. And I was like, yeah, I won't tell her. That's fine. Like, I'll get rid of her. Mind you, her room was right next to mine. My room was right here. Her room was the door next door. Like, we were literally neighbors at this hotel. So I opened the door, and she is sitting there looking crazy. And I was like, hey, Katie, like, what's up? She was like, I was just wondering if, like, I could come in really quick. And I was like, well, I'm about to go to bed. So, like, I'm just trying to go to sleep. Like, just go to your room. Like, we can hang out tomorrow or whatever. And she was like, no, like, I just want to hang out for a little bit. And I was like, no, like, Katie, I'm going to sleep. And then she was like, oh. She was like, my leg hurts really, really bad. Can I come in and sit down for a second? And I was like, what? I was like, your room is right there. And she was like, yeah, but it hurts really bad. Like, can I please come in for a second? And I was like, what? I was so confused. I was like, okay, come in, sit down, I guess. So what are you doing? And I was like, my roommate just texted me. How crazy is that? But anyway, she was like, so what are you doing? And I was like, just getting ready for bed. And she was like, oh. She's like, well, who's in the bathroom? And I was like, what? Because at this point, he hadn't made any noise. And I was like, yo. She forced herself in my room, basically, because as I had the door cracked, when she was trying to get in, I was like, Katie, your room is right next door. And she was like, I just want to sit down for a little bit. Why? And she was like, well, because I know who's in there. And I was like, okay. I was like, yeah. And let's call him Nick. I was like, Nick, come outside. And he, like, came outside, like, really weird. And she was like, why is he hiding? I was like, he's not hiding. He was using the bathroom. And you came bursting in here like he was trying to hide. Which he was trying to hide from her. But either way, like, how weird are you that you have to do all of that? You know what I mean? So she was like, well, and I was like, look, he's leaving right now. He's going back to base. So you can leave my room, and he can also leave my room. You guys can leave me alone. I was so mad that they were just being so, because I was trying to help this dude out. And then I got myself into, like, this mess of it making it look like I was taking her man or something when he didn't even want to talk to her. After that, I didn't really have any encounters with her. I would always hear of her talking bad about me. Like, my friend would always be like, yeah, she says, like, when someone calls you pretty, she's like, oh, but she wears, like, a lot of makeup. Or, like, whenever she would see me, she would be like, oh, that's a cute outfit, but, like, why are you trying so hard? Like, some stuff like that. It's just so annoying when people do that. But I also had the weirdest roommate in Bahrain. She was also her own little case scenario. She had her own little If you guys want to see a disaster roommate part 2, let me know down below and I'll tell you all about my roommate in Bahrain, because that girl, they were both cases, you know what I mean? Literally. But that's pretty much it about the first roommate that I had in the Navy. And usually, I don't know. Usually people have like good experiences with their roommates or what goes on, but I personally had really bad experiences with all of my roommates. The one that I have right now is pretty cool. She hasn't done anything crazy, but my other last 2 roommates that I've had have been. But I hope that you enjoy these stories, and yeah, again, thanks for watching and thanks for subscribing. Let me know what you would like to see down below. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Ew, that smell is so weird, huh? Like when you smell like this. I like smelling like, there you go, that's better. See you guys next time.